Hello and good day. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy what you're about to watch, please consider liking and subscribing, along with ringing the bell so that our AI overlord, the YouTube algorithm, may take pity on this newly created channel and promote it, instead of burying it in the unending torrent of related content. So first off, I bought this guitar with my own money, and even in the unlikely event this channel ever grows enough to where manufacturers are hurling their products at me, all thoughts and opinions are my own. So with that out of the way, is this guitar any good? Yes! In fact, it is currently one of my favorites. That could be the honeymoon period talking, as I've only had it for about a week or so, but I think it's a keeper. So before I gush any further, let's talk tech specs, and I'll really use those tech specs as a launching point here to discuss the features of the guitar that I like. So I'm on the b.c.rich product page. We're at body and construction, body shape, Rich B. Now, anybody watching this video probably thinks that's pretty funny, and considering how niche a brand b.c.rich is, to change it from Bich to B is kind of silly, because I mean, this is never going to be a mass market guitar. So and we're definitely not a bunch that shies away from that. So kind of silly, but whatever. Neck through body, and this thing has one of the thinnest joints where it's actually at the body that I've ever played. It basically disappears. It says the body wood is made out of mahogany, Nyato paliquin, which basically, it's not actually mahogany, but it's a type of wood that's basically so close and sounds like it, so it doesn't really matter. The neck is a C shape. Now, I can't tell a C from a D from a U, but I can tell you that it is super comfortable. It's nice and thin. It's a very thin C shape. It reminds me of the current run of Ironbirds, like the extreme ones, like the solid color white or black one. So if you've played one of those, which I have and I own, and I'll probably do a review on that at some point too, feels very, very similar to that as far as the profile, only it is not like satin sanded. It is solid gloss finish all the way from head to body. So if you don't like that, if that's like, if you're one of those people, oh, it feels sticky, you might not like that, but it's never bothered me. In fact, I kind of prefer it, because satin stuff always rubs smooth anyways. It says it is a 3-piece hard rock maple neck. I'll have to take the word for it, since it's a solid color painted on the neck. It must be. It doesn't really flex as far as tuning, drop tuning, whatever. So it's like I don't find I have to retune, or it doesn't go sideways when you're going from drop tuning to standard tuning. 24 and 5/8. So basically like a Les Paul. As far as scale length, it comes with set of 9s. E string's a little bit on the slinky side. When I do a string change, I'm probably going to put like a 946. I find for standard tuning on 24 and 5/8 inch scale, like it keeps the low string from getting like flubbing out when you hit it hard, or like pitch variance. It has the classic headstock, which I really appreciate. I like the 3-on-3 classic headstock, traditional one. I think that looks the best for this kind of guitar. Mockingbirds, eagles, waves. I only really like the harpoon headstock on a couple of guitars. So the fact that they've stuck the harpoon on, and side note, on a lot of shapes, kind of irks me as an old school b.c.rich lover, but that's neither here nor there. Ebony fretboard. I will say that mine arrived a little on the dry side. It could definitely use some oiling, so I'm definitely going to do that. 14-inch radius, feels super comfortable. It's also the board is kind of on the wide side too. The fretboard, like there is a good amount of space to either side of the low E and the high E, which I think is a good thing. Like, it doesn't feel super wide when you're playing it. Like, it's not weird, but it also gives you a lot of room to maneuver as far as like bends and vibrato. You can go super wide, and the chances of you pulling a string off, you're gonna have to work to pull the string off the fretboard. Fret size, jumbo nickel. They feel great. 24 frets. I like the cloud inlays. I like that trad look. Graph Tech nut, which I love. The bridge type, it's a wraparound bridge. There's a decent amount of metal on this thing, but I'm still going to put a Kahler Quadramatic bridge on it because I love Kahler bridges. It's a bit of an expensive upgrade, but absolutely worth it. But as far as the bridge is concerned, like, it's totally okay. I wouldn't rush out to replace it. Great tone on it. There's nothing that requires replacement, but if you're an accessories nut or a tweaker like me, and if you just like the look of the Kaler, you're going to do it. Another major thing that I like, because I do this all the time now, is that it already has Grover Imperial Super Rotomatic locking 18:1 ratio tuners. For the longest time, I didn't even know what locking tuners did, but once you get a taste of that, how quickly and easily it makes string changing, especially on like the higher strings, like the when we're talking standard tuned, a 9, basically just to put it through, lock it up, and then be able to tune it without having to futz with it or having the string slip while you're trying to tune it. It is amazing. He will never go back. Dual humbuckers, deactivator, bridge, and neck. Now, I wasn't sure how I felt about those initially, but they've come to grow on me. They're very capable. They sound good. They're higher output than I'm used to. I've been really like PAF style pickups the last little while and getting all the gain from like the high gain amps and a boost pedal up front. So I had to adjust some settings. They kind of really turned me off initially, but they're perfectly passable. Again, one of those things where unless you have a particular bent or towards a certain kind of pickup sound, they're perfectly okay to leave in. I'm probably going to leave them in indefinitely. The only thing missing that as far as a critique, as far as the hardware goes, I would have liked a push-pull coil split on the tone knob. That's the only real nitpick I have on it. Again, doesn't need it. You could probably be okay without it, but just for my personal preferences, I would prefer that. And now for some isolated sound clips. Does it chug? Indeed it does. That was through a boosted 5150 into a greenback loaded Marshall cab, by the way. How about some Fendery clean with a chorus? Check. And lastly, how about some Widdly Widdly? But I've been in the weeds long enough. Short of the long is this is a great rock and metal axe, and if you can avoid some of the known QC issues that have plagued imports as far as fit and finish being occasionally a little dodgy, you will not be disappointed. So let me thank all of you who stuck it out this far, and please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified of when my next video drops, so keep rocking.